Hi everybody, so here's another video on our Excel spreadsheet tutorial. If you're using a different spreadsheet application, a lot of these concepts you will find in whatever you're using. So this video may be useful for you as well. Today we're going to look at the second part of our copy down situation. Here we've got a sample spreadsheet, and if I go into Formula View, by the way, you can go into Formula View by pressing Control and the key with this symbol on it. That's the way I do it on my keyboard. If it doesn't work for you, you'll have to go and do some research, but I press Control and the key with the tilde symbol. Okay? And that takes me into Formula View. I'm going to show you right now. Control tilde. I'm in Formula View. Okay? And I can see the formulas that I've been using to generate my spreadsheet model. As you can see, oh, what happened to my columns here? B, C, and D. They've disappeared. Let's just select columns A and E, right-click, unhide. I hid them. Oops. Just going to unhide those. Oh my goodness! And now I've got to deal with the situation where all the column widths are. I've got to reset all the column widths so I can see everything clearly. Oh, I found a quick way to do that. If you click up in the top corner here, you select all of the columns and all of the rows. And if you then just select one of these column dividers and double click, it resets everything for you. So that's a very quick way of getting your spreadsheet to look readable. All the data should be visible. Anyway, let's get back to it. I'm in Formula View, and we can see all of the formulas that I've been using. We can make a quick guess that I've created this formula here, and I've just copied it down for the other rows of data. Okay? So, today we're going to look at a summary data section. So I'm just going to create a summary data section over here. And the summary data that I want to play with is all about the sales assistants. So we're talking about Barry Lin, Yuka Hashimoto. Oh, man, there must be a quicker way to figure out who all the sales assistants are. I've got an idea. I'm going to select all of the column headings and go to Filter, Filter, and we're looking for sales assistants. So in the position column, I'm just going to filter sales assistants. And there they go. So I'm just going to copy all those sales assistants. They're all sales assistants. Control C, Control V. We'll look at that in a minute. And now let's just go and undo that filter. Deselect the filter. Everything will be visible again. Again, I've got this situation where column widths are all over the place, so I'm going to do that magic trick. Select all rows and all columns and double click. Brilliant. Everything gets aligned nicely. Still getting a little bit wide. I don't really need to see columns B, C, and D right now. I'll look at them later. I'm just going to hide those for now. That's better. Okay, so we're starting to see things. Now then, for these staff members, I'm going to create some summary data, which will be, let's just drag this down a little bit. My first piece of summary data will be the total number of sales. Brilliant. Okay. And if we've studied some more complex functions, we know that the total number of sales will be sum if in our, well, I'm going to look for this payroll ID. This payroll is Barry Lin. This is his payroll number. So I'm just going to look for his payroll ID in that column or that range. The criteria, of course, is the payroll ID. And we're looking to sum the number of sales. So these are the ranges related to this calculation. I'm just going to do Control tilde to go back into data view. Everything gets mushed up, but we know how to fix that very quickly. Brilliant. Again, you know, things are getting a bit wide. I'm just going to hide my B, C, and D columns. Just get rid of it. I'll come back to them later. Oh, we've got a result. Okay. Oh, I tell you what. We don't need to see Barry Lin 3 times, do we? We just need to see him once, so I'm going to delete that. We only need to see Yuka once. Zara, we don't need to see Yuka again, so I'll get rid of her. I'll move Zara up. There are 3 sales assistants. Let's just get rid of those borders. Let's just put a border onto the bottom of that cell. Brilliant. Okay. So the total number of sales for Barry is 9, and I'm just going to copy that formula down. Excellent. Now the thing about working with spreadsheets is they're very smart, they're here to help you, they can do some amazing calculations, but do not trust them. It is your responsibility as the spreadsheet model designer to double check that everything is working properly. Just because there's a number there doesn't mean that the number is correct. Okay? The way that I double check is, well, you could go back into formula view. So let's go into formula view, and magic trick on the columns. I'm just going to hide B, C, and D again because I don't need to see them right now. Okay, so the range is A3 to A14. That is correct. In fact, let's just click into that and it will show us everything. The range is A3 to A14. Yep. The criteria is the payroll number, and the sum range is F3 to F14. That is fine. Let's go and look at the bottom one. Oops. The criteria is correct, but look what's happened to the ranges. They have also copied down. When oh dear. Let me just show you what happened. When I created the original formula, which is correct, and I copied it down, these ranges copied down, as well as the criteria, which should copy down. But I want these ranges to be fixed. So I'm just going to show you how to fix that if you don't already know. I'm just going to delete everything except the first one, because this works, this is fine. But when I copy down, I want this range and this range to be fixed. I do not want it to copy down. So to do that in Excel, I'm just going to change that to $A, $3, $A, $14. We now have fixed references in our range. When we copy down, these values will not change. Okay? And we'll do the same thing for our F column, because we don't want this column of data, we don't want the range to change. A quick way, by the way, to create those dollar signs is to just select the F3 and press F4 on your keyboard. F4, F4, and enter. And when we copy down the formula, we can see the range information stays the same, but the criteria information changes, because we need that to change. Okay? That's how fixed references work in Excel. And you will have to be smart enough about spreadsheets to know when to use them.